Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me remove this. Let me say hi. How y'all doing? How y'all been? Happy holidays to everybody. Um, I am your host for the evening, Coach Rema. I'm usually up a little further. Let me see if I can do a thing, do a thing, do a thing. Let me see. Can I? Wait, give me a second. So anyway, today we are talking about passport mastery. Now, here's the thing about passport, right? A lot of people do not know that in order for you to get a contract with the city, you need to be registered with passport. I'm like mastery. You need to be registered in passport. So passport is the portal for the city of New York, where if you are registered, you can get found. It shows the legitimacy of your business when you are going after contracts and things of that nature. So today we will be going over that. And as per usual, I read a little bit, so if y'all don't mind me reading, I'm going to be reading today. And shout out to everybody that is tuning in, tapping in. But we're gonna get started. I like to get started on time. I like to get started on time. I'm gonna show the comments on the side because I feel like it. So here we go. Here we go. All right. So we are sharing now. So welcome, welcome, welcome to Passport Mastery. Um, and this is how we are doing. This is how you do it. All right. So first off, again, thank you. Passport Mastery. Today we're talking about unlocking New York's contracting gateway. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Doop. We're talking about, and if you're writing in the YouTube channel, I don't know if I'm able to see you, but let me see if I can figure something out really quick for all the people that want to comment. Um, it's all right. If y'all are commenting, I should be able to see it. I'm gonna tap in through a different way. It doesn't matter. We got this. We got this. If you are commenting, I'll go back and answer all y'all questions as y'all are coming into the room. So back to City Vendor Readiness Series. This is session 6, unlocking New York City's contracting gateway. So this is Passport, right? So in Passport is the City of New York's official digital procurement portal, the centralized platform where vendors register, submit bids, manage contracts, and um, maintain compliance with the city requirements. Think of it as your digital storefront to the entire New York City government ecosystem. Every transaction, every approval, and opportunity flows through the system. Without passport access, you simply cannot do business. Um, you can't do business with the city at all, right? And or the city agencies. It's the gateway that connects your business to billions in contracting opportunities across all 5 boroughs. With that, let me see if I can kind of go back a little bit because that did a thing. So vendor registration. So this is what you need to make sure that you can get this. Um, Hello, we got Elizabeth in the building. I see you. I got a couple of people watching. If you're watching right now, what I need from you, what I need from you is to say hello, say hi, let me know where you're from, let me know if you have a business, let me know if you are registered with the city. Do you have passport? And if you do not have passport, you definitely want to stay tuned for this because I like to talk about free money, right? I don't know about other people, but I do. So if you're watching right now, just say hi. Tap in, tap in. I'm gonna come back and forth after every slide. I got y'all, I got y'all. So you need your vendor registration, complete your business profile and credentials, right? It's for contract management, submit bids and manage active contracts right in this one space, compliance tracking, maintain certifications and approvals in this place, right? Next, why Passport matters. Passport isn't just another registration portal, it's the mandatory foundation for assessing New York City's multi-billion-dollar procurement ecosystem. Understanding its importance is the first step towards contractor readiness, right? Required gateway to New York City contracts. Passport registration is non-negotiable. For any vendor seeking to work with the New York City, no passport account means no eligibility, period. This applies whether you're pursuing the $5,000 contract or multi-million-dollar contract, right? Core compliance system. Passport serves as the New York City's central verification hub. It tracks your insurance certificates, tax compliance, vendor responsibility, legal disclosures, and certification status. Agencies rely on this system to confirm you meet all requirements before awarding contracts. Enables agency contract awards. City agencies cannot legally award contracts without passport verification. Your complete approval profile gives procurement officers the green light to move forward. An incomplete profile stops deals dead in their tracks, regardless of how the competitive your bid is. So let's talk about that for a second, right? No matter how you compare to other people, it doesn't matter. If you're not registered with the city, you're not going to get the back end. You're just not. They're gonna be like, do you got a passport? Are you in PIP? We'll talk about PIP in a couple weeks. But are you in these things? And you're like, I don't know about that. A friend of mine just told me to get this grant. So a little about me. I know that I just start just going right in, right? But a little about me. My name is Coach Rema the Great, and I am heavily into supporting my community become equitable by teaching these different things and elements on how people can get funding. Why is it important to me? It is important to me because I live in the projects. I come from NYCHA, right? New York City Housing Authority. And in those spaces, we don't have access to these kind of conversations or access to information like this given to us by someone, right? Like we have to go out and search it, seek it, find it only when we are triggered to look for it. We're not naturally just, hey, let me go find this information. So I said, let me create Bag the City. Let me talk to some folks. I hear a lot of people. Last year, I focused heavy on teaching grants, right, and grant opportunities. This year, I'm focused on I could give you the grant opportunity, but are you registered with the city? Do you know about being a vendor with everybody? And what does it take to be a vendor, right? There's organizations and agencies out here that's looking for vendors that's registered with passport, right? And what they're looking for is the checklist to make sure you got everything. But let's say you got a program. Let's say that you have something you really want to provide the city or provide your community with, right? And you need funding, right? And you would like to get funded. No, I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. And you would like to get funding, but you just can't get funding regularly, right? You have to do it a certain way. So that's where this idea of Back the City comes from, right? So we're going to get back to this. And thank you all for watching. So next is 3 levels of vendor approval. Passport approval isn't a single stop. It's a progression through 3 distinct levels. Each level unlocks greater access and credibility within New York City procurement ecosystem. Here's how to climb the ladder. The first, level 1, basic registration. Create your passport account and complete your vendor profile. This includes business, name, EIN, address, contact information, and basic business structure details. You'll establish your login credentials and set up your dashboard. In order to do this, the action is register at New York City nyc.gov/passport and verify your email. That is it. That's all you got to do. So let me run that back. The basic registration is create your passport account, complete your vendor profile. This includes business name, EIN number, address, contact information, and basic business structure details. Basic business structure details like, are you LLC? Are you a nonprofit? Are you an S Corp? Are you a C Corp? That's what they're asking you. And that's it, right? Level 2, disclosures, the Vindex, right? Let me see who's in here. The Vindex. Yes. Let's talk about that. So level 2 is disclosure Vindex. Complete the Vindex questionnaire, a comprehensive disclosure form covering ownership, principles, affiliations, legal history, and business relationships. This level requires uploading supporting documents and may involve background checks on key personnel, right? Like on the people that you're going to say is going to work. So this is like, I want the resumes of these folks too, right? If I'm going to hire you, can you do the job? Let me see your background. Let me talk to you about that, right? And it says action, submit all required disclosures and supporting documents. Just submit this stuff. Like you could create this stuff in Word doc, most of it. You hear me? And then any forms they ask me for, like 1099 forms, or like you can go online and look up 1099 form PDF, right? Free PDF, and it's going to just pop up everywhere, right? And last is level 3, responsibility determination. Achieve full vendor responsibility status. The city reviews your financial stability, past performance, legal compliance, insurance coverage, and operational capacity. This is the gold standard, full approval to bid on and receive New York City contracts. Action, maintain active compliance and respond to any agency follow-up requests. Can I be honest with y'all? Can I just keep it a whole buck with y'all? Like, I just want to keep it a whole buck. Not for nothing, right? Not for nothing. It's not really that deep. It's not that deep. Put your information in. After you put your information in, then it's all good. But it's not that deep. It's not as deep as you think it is. Like, that's what I'm gonna say. It's not that deep. Get it done and they approve you. As long as you have all your stuff and your ducks in order, they will approve you. So, like, it's not that deep. I just needed y'all to know that. Not that deep. The next is, right, pro tip, start level 1 immediately. We're gonna talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Why are you not registered? Start tomorrow, right? Level 2, take 30 to 60 days. It takes that time to like process you in the Vindex, right? And level 3 may require additional time for agency review. Begin the process before you need to bid, like legit, like it's easier to start now. Like that's what they're saying. So here's the required documents in your checklist, right? Preparation is everything. Having these documents ready before you start the passport process saves weeks of delay and prevents application rejections. This is your comprehensive search. So let me go here. There we go again. So federal EIN letter, the IRS CP 575. Again, these forms and letters you can look up right now. You can go on you could go on Google and find it, right? Articles of organization or incorporation, filed formation documents from your state. So whatever they mailed you, email or in the mail, or you went down to pick it up, that's what they're asking for. The organization, the articles of organization and corporation, right? Must be current and show active business status, not pending or dissolved. A form W-9 form, right? Complete and signed request for taxpayer identification number. Ensure it matches your passport registration name exactly with no abbreviations or variations. Sometimes people have their business name is LLC at the end. And some places they'll remove the LLC. And it's like, why you remove the LLC when that's the name of the business? So be very mindful of how your business is stated, read, and everything. All like dot all your I's. That's what I'm gonna say. Dot all your I's, cross all your T's. Right? Insurance certificates, general liability coverage, typically 1 to 2 million minimum. Workers' compensation. We talked about all of this about maybe 2 weeks ago. In another Back to City episode. It says, if applicable, and I think we talked about it in DOE because I really wanted to focus in on insurance. So if y'all want to talk here the insurance conversation, go to NYCHA, the not NYCHA one, the DOE, becoming a vendor with Department of Education. I did that about maybe 4 weeks ago. So you want to check that out, right? Maybe I'll put the link somewhere around here. Me doing this gonna remind me to put it in there. So completed and registered taxpayer identification ensures it matches your passport registration. Insurance certificates, right? That's where we was at. Workers' compensation, if applicable, in any industry specific policies. Certificates must list the New York City comptroller as certificate holder and cannot be expired. Operating agreements or bylaws, right? Governing documents showing ownership structure, principles, and decision-making authority required for LLCs, corporations, and partnerships. For those that do not know what's showing ownership structure, so like who owns what? 50% is this, 49% is this, 10% is this, 30% is this. Maybe you have different partners that all own this business, right? Majority of us is 100% us. But also to say Black owned, even if you're not MWBE right away, you can still say Black women owned or minority owned business if you are a minority, or if you're a Black woman, or if you're Black, and you know, all that good stuff. Operating agreements, bylaws, we talked about that. Vindex, in disclosure forms, completed questionnaires covering ownership, affiliations, legal proceedings, conflicts of interest, include supporting documents for any disclosed items. So let me talk about conflict of interest. So I personally used to work at the DA office. And when I was working there, I wanted to start my business and I wanted to do this kind of business, right? This is the thing that I wanted to do. And it's kind of frowned upon. You work for the city, you can't do stuff like this, right? Or getting contracts with other people. So you have to write a letter of conflict of interest. Recently, I had went to be contracted with a NYCHA president, and I had to sign a letter of conflict of interest as well, which stated that I didn't have any kind of like family relations to this person, et cetera, et cetera. But I want y'all to do your homework. I want you to check this out and look into it. What is the conflict of interest in New York City for you, for your business, right? This is what they're asking you for, but you got to do your homework, bro. So, with that being said, we go on straight to past performance documentation, references, completed contracts, certifications, work samples, demonstrating your capability. I always get these words wrong, so please excuse me, right? It says strong past performance accelerates approvals and builds agency confidence. So there's such thing as a capability statement. So if you haven't heard of it yet, it's kind of like the resume for your business. In a couple of weeks, we will be discussing that here on Bag the City. So I want you to make sure that you tap in and tune into that, right? And a critical reminder, all documents must be current, unexpired, and show consistent business naming across the whole board, have to have the same business. Mismatches between documents are number one cause of passport delays. So you definitely want to fix that. I know when I first did Harville Consultant and Passport and the Great Parents Club, right? So I did Great Parents Club, went through straight. And then when I did Harville Consultant, I had put my regular name and then put Harville Consultant somewhere. And I was like, no, it's not supposed to be under my name. My name is not the business. It's supposed to be Harville Consultant. So there's small mistakes that happen. It did take a little while for them to fix it. But I will offer you to like just take your time, but start immediately, right? There's such thing as called being urgent and being desperate, right? So desperation means that I got to get it done today. Being urgent means that I'm going to take the steps to get it done and I'm going to get it done right. So I want you guys to win. I want to set you guys up. So I definitely want you to take your time and get it right. All right. Next, we have opportunities tab overview, right? Where the bag lives. The opportunities section is where New York City agencies post live solicitations, contract opportunities, vendor calls. This is your hunting ground. Billions in contracts are listed here annually. Access it. Once logged into Passport, navigate to the opportunities tab to view all the active upcoming solicitations overall city agencies. So let me go here, right? I'm gonna add this really quick so y'all can see it. First of all, a couple of weeks and every week I tend to show y'all what I tend to show y'all what you need to do to be like vendors, right? I tend to do that. But this right here, there was something that I've shown y'all in the past weeks around not only being a vendor, but like who buys what, right? You really want to know who buys the thing that you're selling. So every week when I talk about how to vendor with certain people or certain agencies, excuse me, I always mention what they buy. So let's say you are a after school program, credible messenger, whatever. The school system will buy that, like DOE. So you know when you go to this opportunities tab, what you're looking for. You should be looking for the DOE. That kind of conversation. So yeah. Okay. Next is how to read a bid. All right. New York City solicitations can be dense and technical, but knowing what to look for makes them manageable. For every bid contains critical information that determines whether you should pursue it or not. Here's how to decode any solicitations. Part one, scope of work describes exactly what the city needs. Looks for deliverables. This is what I was just telling y'all. Timelines, locations, performance standards. Ask yourself, can I deliver this exactly as specified? Right? Part two, submissions and deadlines. Hard cutoff dates for questions, proposal submissions, and site visits. New York City deadlines are non negotiable. Late submissions are rejected automatically, no exceptions, right? Eligibility requirements, minimum qualifications, certifications, MBE, WBE, the vendor responsibility criteria. If you don't meet these, don't bid. You'll be disqualified during evaluation. That's like they just look at it and be like, you can't even have this. And required documents, mandatory forms, certifications, schedules, and attachments missing. Even one required document results in automatic disqualification. Create a checklist before you start. Okay, red flags to watch for: unrealistic timelines for your capacity, right? Scope outside of your core expertise, insurance requirements you can't meet, certification requirements you lack, mandatory site visits you can't attend, green lights to pursue, scope aligns with your proven competitive capabilities, timeline allows quality proposal development, you meet all eligibility requirements, contract value matches your capacity, past performance give you competitive edge. So, red flags, right? Unrealistic timelines for your capacity. So let's say that grant or the bid is due in like a week, but you have a billion other things to do. You can't go for this. You shouldn't even write for it because you don't have the time to give it the love that it needs. Scope outside of your core expertise. So let's say they're looking for janitors, but you're a baker or a caterer. You should not be going for it. I don't care if you do clean your house well. So what? If it's not your business expertise, don't go for it. You'll get rejected. Insurance requires you can't meet. So I was told that the DOE, depending on what you're teaching, what's your avenue that you're teaching, that the DOE is looking for like insurances that can go even up to as much as $4,000 a year for this specific kind of insurance. And it's like, bruh, I can't afford that. So pay attention to that. Certification requirements you lack. So MWBE, although a lot of people talk about it, it's kind of hard to get like right away. So it's going to take a while to get it. It takes something a year to 2 years for you to be certified. That's what I hear. That's what I see. That's all arrows lead. If you know something else, then you know something else, right? However, me acknowledging that, if it says you have to be that, sometimes it's not that you have to be, you just have to prove that you're 51% black owned or minority owned, you know what I'm saying, or women owned in order to get past that. But yeah, there's tough. And then mandatory site visits you can't attend. So they also want you to come out, meet, do like one-on-ones, do conversations, come onto the Zoom call. They want to like vet you. They want to talk to you. They want to get to know you. And if you got a 9 to 5 and you're trying to do this on the side and you really don't have the time, don't go for it, right? But everything else in that green light, you definitely need to pursue. The strategic tip: download the full solicitation package immediately. Review the Q&A deadline, and submit clarifying questions early. Answer them. Answer often reveal competitive advantages. So can I tell you a secret? I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to tell you a secret. So I knew this. So I teach grants too, right? So I have a grant course and stuff I teach. And one of the things that I talk about is massaging relationships with your funder. Like you should just naturally be massaging that relationship, right? And what that could look like is, or a person that's put out the bid, when money is given, the information to the people is also offered. So you can reach out to them. Hey, how you doing? I'm going for this. Um, I'm just asking for clarity. Do I have what it takes to get it? This and the third. Ask the point person questions. Get known to seem like you're interested in the thing that you're trying to get. Get known to it, right? And in that, they see you. You stand out way more. You stand out way more than anybody else. So you want that. Okay. So like that's my piece of what they're saying. I absolutely honestly agree to what they're saying. Okay. Next, and we almost out of here. Common vendor mistakes. These errors cost vendors thousands in lost opportunities and delayed approvals. Turn from others' mistakes. Avoid these common passport pitfalls that derail even experienced contractors. Experience expired documents, right? Letting insurance certificates, business registrations, or tax clearances lapse. Passport automatically flags expired business. Passport automatically flags expired documents, freezing your vendor status until renewed. Set calendar reminders 60 days before expiration dates, right? Two, incomplete profiles, leaving required fields blank or marked not NA, right? Not available, right? When information is available, agencies cannot award contracts to vendors with incomplete profiles. Period. A 95% complete profile requires 0% eligibility. Three, missing insurance coverage, failing to maintain required liability limits, or forgetting to list NYC as certificate holder. Agencies will contract mid-process when insurance certification fails. This is entirely preventable with proper coverage. Late submission, rushing to submit proposals minutes before deadline. Technical issues, upload errors, and missing documents are amplified under the time pressure. Plan to submit 28 to 48 hours early. New York City's systems don't accept excuses. Personally, you see it. If that date says 2 weeks in advance, do it immediately. Let me tell you something. Have you ever heard the saying where they say that you ever heard the saying where they say that the when you go to apply for a job, that like the resumes they pile up a certain way? So they get like to the end where the first resume was at, and then they answer the top one last. If you're applying for one of these bids or you're going for the bid, be the first one in. Take your time, but get it right, baby. Be the first one in. Don't allow them to like other people pile up, because a lot of people, I'm gonna tell you honestly, this I learned from the grant world. People do not apply for any of this stuff until like the last minute. So like if you're applying early and you're talking to them early, those are like points. Like they believe you want the thing that they have to offer you. Like definitely, like just don't be slack. Next is inconsistent business names, using different variations of your business name across documents, LLC versus incorporated, abbreviated versus full name. That creates verification red flags and delays responsibility determination by weeks. You hear that? Ignoring Vindex updates, failing to update disclosure questionnaires when business circumstances change, new printables, address changes, legal proceedings, inaccurate disclosure can result in vendor debarment. So there's a lot of people that got businesses and they be like, I don't really deal with my business. I haven't had my business so long. Baby, like get your stuff together. Don't do this. Wait until you find a bid to start registration. Assume close enough on document names. Skip reading solicitation instructions, which you need to read so you can know how to really like apply. Let someone else manage your passport login. Baby, you don't need nobody in that. Do this instead. Register and achieve level 3 approval before bidding. Right? Get all your stuff in order. Ensure exact name consistency across all documents. Read every solicitation. Um, Here we go again. Read every solicitation section carefully and twice, and maintain direct control of your vendor account. Like that's you. Like that's nobody else. That's you. All the way you. Right? Passport readiness action steps. Ready to move from learning to doing? Follow these proven 6 steps, the 6-step roadmap to achieve full passport vendor status and position in your business for New York City contracting success. 1, complete your vendor profile. Log into Passport, fill out every section of your vendor profile. Contact information, business classification, your NASDAQ codes, service categories. We talked about NASDAQ last week, like 2 weeks ago. Service categories and principal information. Aim for 100% profile completion. Upload all required documents. Submit your EIN letter, articles of organization, W-9 insurance certificates, operating agreement, and any industry-specific licenses or certifications. Verify all documents. Show consistent business naming, right? 3, finalize Vindex disclosures. Complete the entire Vindex questionnaires, including all ownership disclosures, principal information, affiliations, and legal history. Provide supporting documents for any disclosed items. Submit for city review. Identify 3 target bids. Search the opportunities tab for 3 active or upcoming solicitations that match your capabilities. Read each fully, determine which aligns best with your capacity, experience, and competitive advantage. Draft your capability statement. Man, listen, create this. The one-page capability statement showcasing your core competencies. Competencies. Sorry, y'all. It happens. Past performance, certifications, differentiators. This becomes your introduction document when reaching out to agencies and prime contractors. Introduce your business to one agency. Identify an agency that regularly procures your service. Attend their vendor outreach event. Schedule a meet and greet. What I told y'all about massaging that relationship is different. Submit your capability statement to their procurement office. Make your first direct connection immediately. And this is your momentum matters. Complete steps 1 and 3 this week. Complete your vendor profile, upload all documents, finalize Vindex disclosures, right? Steps 4 and 6 should happen within 30 days, achieving level 3 approval. Action creates opportunity. Waiting creates nothing. Y'all hear this? Waiting creates nothing. New York City money is moving. Get in position. Passport is your entry point to New York City government contracting, a multi-million-dollar ecosystem where prepared vendors win. You now have the roadmap, documentation compliance, and strategic positioning. The city needs what you offer. Your products, services, and expertise solve every problem for New York City's agencies every single day. But access requires action. Complete your passport profile, achieve vendor responsibility, find your opportunities, position your business, and next steps, register at NYC/passport today, right? And join me for session 7 next week. Sunday, December 28th, and we're going to be talking about DYC funding. And I know this one. We're going to talk about DSC funding and HHS Accelerator, right? Human Services Accelerator. Connect with me, Coach Rema, one-on-one guidance, Harvell Consultant, NYC at gmail.com. And definitely tap in. Join my group right there. You could join the group right there. That is the Bag the City group on Facebook. Success in government contracting isn't about luck, it's about preparation, persistence, and showing up passport mastery. Showing up ready. Passport mastery is your competitive edge. The opportunity is here. The system is open. Your move. So for those that are, hey Danny, those that are tapped into, then I want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tapping in. Please tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. We trying to bag the city. Again, like I said, this is a movement right now. I think that a lot of people just don't have information and they need it. And I would like to be the portal and access to that information for you. So if you have any questions, make sure you tap in with me. Make sure you subscribe to Big, Beautiful, and Wealthy. We will be rebranding in the new year. But next week, we definitely talking about DYCD and health services, how to become a vendor with them. A lot of people don't understand how much money is out here and the simple things that you can do to become vendor. Got to catch from the beginning. Safe travels. So soon. Love you, babes. A lot of people don't understand what it takes to like really just make this thing happen. So I just want to go there with you guys and help you get where you need to go. Pull up as many people as I can. Bring as many people to the forefront. Show people how to get this money because this money's in a city. But not just get the money. Get the money to take care of the things that you want to take care of for the people you want to take care of it for. I'm gonna say that a little slower. If you are a nonprofit, if you have a business, if you are trying to give back to our communities, there's money out here for you. You just have to just get structured, right? We can't keep being ignorant, for the lack of better words, when it comes down to our finances and comes down to the things that we really truly desire, want to do with our heart. So I'm your girl, Coach Rima the Great. Thank you for tuning in to Back the City. And I hope to see you guys next week. Yeah. Deuces. Tell a friend, tell a friend.